This is their first time in Australia, and today we're interviewing them live on the Vision Radio Network all over Australia. We're on Voice FM in Toowoomba, all over Toowoomba, and we're also on YouTube. See the camera up there? Wave to everyone on YouTube.
What up?
Camera, hey,
First of all, YouTube, thank you for coming. We really appreciate it. It's hard to get a hold of you guys. I'm glad you're here.
Good stuff. Now, this is your first time here in Australia. What do you think of Australia so far?
So far, so good.
You guys have the best coffee I've ever had.
And I'm not just saying this because we're here. You are a very attractive nation. I'm serious. It's crazy. There's no ugly people here.
And very polite. You guys have the best manners, I'll say.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I've counted, since I've been here, I don't want to keep on the attractive, ugly part. I've counted 7 ugly people here, and they turn out they're all from America. It was weird. I was one of them.
Now, tell us how you guys started out. You're just about to do your 5th album now, I think. Tell us how you started out. Where did you all get together? How did it begin?
That's a wonderful question, Matt. Thank you for asking that. We grew up near Toronto, Canada, and we just loved playing music. I started my first band when I was 12 years old, and we all did that same idea, playing music, loving music. And long story short, our bands all broke up in high school because the rest of our bands wanted to get real jobs. And I couldn't afford to do that, and plus I didn't know how to do anything, so I stayed with music. Meanwhile, in the rest, on the other, near our towns, these guys were having the same conversations with their bandmates. So we all collaborated, came together, and formed Hawk Nelson in, was it 2002?
Super band. Super
right.
Band. Or the Leftovers, however you look at it.
The Leftovers. It's a much better name too, I think.
Actually, it's a good name.
And what would you say is your motto or your vision as a band? What's your heart? What are you all about?
The title of our last record, Live Life Loud, that is our life story and our life goal. We just need to live life loud. Here's what it comes down to. People loving people. That's all it is. You know, you can have a great time as long as you just keep loving people, because it's contagious, I'm telling you.
It's so contagious.
Now, you guys are Christians. You travel all over the world, perform with some of the best bands around. I heard you performed alongside MXPX and Reliant K and Skillet and all these awesome bands. You're very busy. How do you settle down and have your quiet time with God? Like, how is your personal walk with God affected by all your busy schedules?
You know, people think we're super busy. It's really not the case. I'll be honest with you. I love the excuse. People are like, "Hey, Hawk, I know you're busy," but I'm like, who gives you that idea that we're busy all the time? I've spent the last 6 hours sitting around watching bands, just having a beautiful time. And the truth is out. Band guys are never busy.
It's true. We had a 13-hour flight from LA over to Brisbane, and that's a lot of time to spend if you want talking with God or talking with your neighbor or reading the Bible. I mean, it's your choice what you do with your time, you know what I'm saying? So I don't think being in a band is that's not a unique situation. Everyone has to deal with that, you know? Everyone has a somewhat busy life, you know?
Now, in your video clip for Live Life Loud, there's a bunch of old guys that bash you up. I don't know if you've seen the clip, but it's absolutely hilarious.
We totally let them, by the way.
That's what I was going to ask, you know, like, didn't you guys want to have a bottle of Harden Up and whoop them, you know, like...
One guy actually hit me really hard and I retaliated. That was in the behind the scenes.
Jason made one of the guys bleed.
That's true.
Unfortunate.
That's true.
And collapse.
Who was the tall guy?
Tom,
man. That guy, when he fell, he was not getting back up. He was like 88.
I was actually really concerned about him.
Yet we're still laughing about it.
Yeah.
We had to shut the cameras on for like 10 minutes to help him try to get back up. That's why in the very last scene you see him walking away because he couldn't lay on the ground.
Well, he was also like 7 feet tall. So when he fell, he just had further to go.
They signed up. They signed up for the deal. They knew what was going to happen.
Now, you guys are real role models to young people all over the world. Kids, teenagers, watch you guys, listen to you guys. Tell us, what's your message for Australia? What's the word that you want to bring to Australia while you're here?
I'm going to talk about this a little bit tonight as well, but here's the bottom line. I'm a very simple-minded person. I don't think too deeply. I'm not very philosophical. But I heard something when I was a kid, and you know, the majority of us here, I'm sure, have grown up in the church, and like we did, and you know, that sometimes can jade you as a person, and as a Christian, you get kind of, you're so used to seeing things a certain way because it's the way you were raised, you know. But when I was 16 years old, I realized I couldn't serve my parents, Jesus. I needed to make that decision on my own and make it my own relationship. And that's something I think we try to encourage the kids and the people we play to, and just get them on board, you know, that it's got to be your own relationship with Christ, not a youth pastor relationship or a parent relationship or a friend's relationship. It's got to be your own personal relationship. And it makes a huge difference.
If there are people watching this on YouTube or hearing it on the radio that are thinking, you know, I don't have that relationship with God and I want what these guys have got, what would you say to that person?
It's never too late.
It's not too late. It's never too late. You know, at the end of the day, I think, again, I want to get my simple-mindedness, which hopefully makes sense for you guys too. At the end of the day, this life is going to end someday, and that it bothers me. But I mean, I have assurance that salvation, I've been saved. You know, I've been saved by grace through faith, and at the end of all this life, there's got to be more to life than just living. Like, okay, you croak and it's over. There's no way that life just stops. And that gives me assurance that, you know, there's got to be something more to this. And that's what I try to tell people who maybe don't get us or get why we believe in what we believe. And grace and faith are two things that I cannot survive without. I don't think any of us could survive without. And I'm blown away by that. At times I give up. I don't technically give up on God, but sometimes, you know, we lose sight of Him. And that's not fair for Him, but He never loses sight of us, and that fact alone really makes a huge impact in my life, or it should anyways.
Yeah. And I think it's easy sometimes to feel like there's things in our lives that like keep us from God, and it's easy to feel like, okay, well I need to fix all these things before I can be, you know, in God's sight, and you know, it's important to know that, you know, I'm in God's sight right now, and He loves me the way I am right now. And you know, maybe I need to work on some stuff, but that doesn't mean that I have to wait on God.